Have you ever seen someone with a scar that comes up from their upper lip towards their nose? My topic is cleft lip and palate. A child can be born with just one lip that comes up, which is called a unilateral cleft lip, or both, which is called a bilateral cleft lip. Cleft palate is very different from the cleft lip. It happens on the roof of the mouth, near the back of the tongue. A cleft palate would affect the individual the most, as you can imagine. Someone can be born with just a cleft lip, just a cleft palate, or both. Cleft lip and palate can both be treated, but the person usually ends up with a pretty big scar. The process to have it fixed usually takes many years and is done by a large team of doctors, including surgeons, dentists, orthodontists, speech pathologists, social workers, and psychologists. In some cases, people have to be seen by professionals until they are 25 years old. The cleft lip and palate rates today are very high, and this greatly affects our society. There is a 1 in 500 chance that a child with a cleft will be born with this defect. The cause of this problem can be either genetic or due to lifestyle or environmental issues. Moms that smoke, drink alcohol, are obese, or take certain medications also have a higher risk of having a child with a cleft. It can be very hard for some families with a child who has this birth defect, since they need special care and surgery. Parents with one child with a cleft will become very worried that their next child will be born with the same birth defect and will begin to have emotional issues as well. Clefts can affect entire families emotionally and financially. Most children with a cleft will develop speech, hearing, breathing, feeding, and dental problems. The stress of constant medical care can be really hard on kids and can affect them not only physically and emotionally, but also socially. Kids with this birth defect will be seen as different and may not get well accepted and may get bullied by other kids, causing them to feel self-conscious and sad. Here in Canada, as in other rich developed countries, we are very lucky to have a great public health care system that we can rely on. Kids born here with a cleft often get it fixed quickly and efficiently, and the problem goes away without affecting their lives too much. Unfortunately, in many poorer countries, the reality can be different. Many doctors and hospitals are not well equipped to deal with this kind of problem. Surgeries are really expensive, and many families cannot afford it, or they live very far away from where the surgery would take place. I was happy to find out that there are a few nonprofit organizations with volunteer doctors that travel all around the world and offer people free cleft surgery. Can you imagine how good it must feel to have a problem that affects your day-to-day life simply go away? Patients will travel a long way when they hear that one of these organizations comes to their area in hopes that they will be chosen for the surgery. And not only babies and kids need the surgery, but there are also adults who have lived their whole life with a cleft since they never had the chance to get it corrected. Without surgery, there's a 9 in 10 chance that a child with a cleft could die. Some ways to help with this serious problem are by donating to one of the many different organizations. Some organizations are Operation Smile, Thames Valley Children's Center, and Foundation of Smiles. All of these organizations work very hard into helping people with a cleft and spend these donations on the tools that they may need. Now that is just one way you can help, but another way is to just be kind to those who have a cleft lip or a scar, showing they had the surgery to fix it. They may be going through a really hard time and could really use that reassurance and kindness in their lives. After this project, I'm sure I will react differently when I see someone with a cleft lip or a scar showing they had the surgery to fix it. I would love to tell that person about my project. And after all this information I've told you, I'm hoping you will too. Thank you.